I'm liking your new sign there, Ricky.
Well, thank you. I like it myself. And this is Real Talk with Ricky, and I want to I want to thank everybody that's coming on. And I'm the topic today is on support, and and my assistant today is Miss Noreen.
Yeah, yeah. Your
And
own Vanna White,
yeah,
right?
there you go, there you go.
Yeah. All
So
right. Yeah, this is the second in the series,
yes,
right? And so we're on to talking about sport. We are recording this session,
yes,
right?
yes. We are recording. So you and everybody, would you please make sure that you're on mute? And at the end, if if you have any questions, you can put it in the box, and Nadine will Nadine that's my other assistant today, and she will let us know what questions we have, and we'll answer them.
Okay, but yeah. So everybody, thanks for joining us. Yeah, so support is one of the five principles of self-determination.
Yes, and there are five principles of self determination, and the one that I'm going to focus on today is support. And we all need support. We cannot do without support.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily specific to people with disabilities,
No,
is it? Right?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So self-determination really belongs to everyone.
Yes.
And so that idea of support. Last time we talked about authority
Mm-hmm.
and making decisions.
Says,
And so that's going to fold a whole lot into our idea of finding and getting and keeping good support.
yes, yes.
Okay. So let's go rolling with it.
And it support is finding people you know and that you trust. And for me, I have people in my circle that I know and that I trust to help me uh, do things I need to do and to help me with my daily routine and stuff.
Right, right. Well, and so it's trust is a huge issue, and it's not doesn't necessarily come easy, does it?
No, no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
So it requires building a relationship.
Yeah, and relate in relationship, that's huge, and uh in the support is very huge too.
Yeah. So we're talking about primarily those supports you get from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what was, and we're going to talk about the support as it relates to you and your life.
Right.
So what was one of the major goals in your life
Well,
that you wanted to achieve?
one of my goals that I really wanted is to live on my own and to have my own staff.
Right. Yeah. So, and that was a goal that you started to talk about while you were still living with groups of other people.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so that was it was a goal that you hadn't experienced that goal ever in your life.
Nah. And because and the reason for that was I lived in four large facilities with other people with disabilities, but I I I let the staff know that that I wanted to live on my own and you know to have the freedom and support that I needed.
Yeah. So when you say that, you let the staff know that you wanted them to live on your own. If you're talking about the staff at the group home, and was that the staff at the group home that you said I want to live on my own?
Yes.
Do you think the staff at the group home believed you that it was possible?
No, I don't think they believed me at first because I had to every year I have an annual meeting, and there were times that because every year I would bring that up And so it took them, I don't know, it took them several years to finally find for that light to
Yeah.
finally go off and say, okay, well, let's go for it.
Yeah, well, and the idea of this goal that you had is, it was more than a goal. It was really your dream,
Yes.
right? You had
Mhm.
lived in group situations all of
Yes.
your life.
Yes.
You'd lived with your family till you were 10, and then you were in a variety of residential programs and
Right.
stuff. And so the idea of living on your own, what probably didn't seem real believable to a lot of people,
No.
because you have a lot of what we would call support needs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so it's how to manage all of
Mhm.
those things. So it may not just be trust, it may also be believing.
Yeah. I had to actually one I have them to trust me and believe into me, and just to give me that chance to say, okay, yes, you can do it, or here's the way it can happen.
Yeah, so the message there is that you may have a dream
Mhm.
that doesn't seem possible right now.
Right now.
But if you create the trust and the circle of support and the relationships,
Yes.
then you can move towards that.
Yes.
Cool. So that's kind of keeping those dreams open and
Mhm.
making it possible. So we talked about, that what were the things that you need?
Mhm.
What kind of support do you need in order to live on your own? And these were things that you mentioned when we were talking about it.
Yeah, and first the consumer director services, and I I I highly recommend for people that want to have their son or daughter on the CS waiver. I highly recommend for you to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because it can help you and also help your son and daughter with their, with their future.
Right.
And
Yeah, so the Consumer Directed Services is a home and community-based waiver in Texas. You were already being funded and living in a group home that was funded by Medicaid. But this was changing the funding source. It was changing from a group home to the Medicaid waiver, and then you selected Consumer Directed Services.
And
so that was a huge change towards reaching your goal.
Oh yeah. And actually when I first brought this up to my circle of support, they said, what if you fall, or what if what if something happens to you in the middle of the night? I said, all I want you to do is to, give me a chance. And my everybody in my circle, gave me the pros and cons about it. But at the end of the day, I made the final decision.
Right. Yeah, and that's absolutely how it happened.
Yeah.
So some of the other areas that you say that we talked about that you need support in, and we'll talk more about it in the presentation.
Right.
Is your personal health,
my personal health, and my future, my budget, and then also my everyday living, and also transportation. And we know transportation is huge.
Yeah, all of these are huge.
Yeah.
Big things that need to get paid attention to.
Right.
So you mentioned your circle of support, and so here's a little snapshot, but that's not everybody that's in your circle. Those are just the ones that fit on the page.
Right. Because I have a huge circle, and I couldn't get everybody on it. But here's a couple people that I'm gonna call out. I'll call out Robert and,
Yeah, we're gonna talk a
yeah,
little bit more, but these are kind of the people who are closest to you, but then you also have extended
yes.
supports and but you have your criteria for who's in your circle.
Mhm.
And creating your circle is one of your
Mhm.
first steps in creating the right support,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And with without everybody that's in my circle, there's no way that I can do the things that I do now without them.
Mhm.
Because everybody in my circle, they have a piece of tasks that I have them do, and there's no way I can do it without them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so one of the things I see you do is like if there's a specific
Yes,
um
task or whatever.
yeah, well, a decision you have to make,
Right.
like, can I go
Mhm.
on vacation?
Right, right. Yeah.
You know who to talk to in your
Mm,
circle that
yes.
makes sense to
Mhm.
figure out the answers to all of the pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, if there's like I'm not I'm not good with math, so I have somebody in my circle that's very good with math, and
Yeah.
they help me go through it
Right.
and say, okay, this is this and this is what you have.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, so let's talk about some of those people in your circle. I'm not really sure why you put me.
No,
So,
you
yeah. So,
um
but this has to do more with what we do when it comes to consumer directed
yeah,
services.
with the consumer director services, I have a residential uh
Oh, the designated representative.
yeah, a designated representative that helps me, with the all the paperwork and all the hiring and making sure that my that that my staff and they're that they're making sure that they're doing their job and stuff like that. And so Noreen, she is she's very huge in my circle because she helps me make sure that my staff are help making sure that I'm being taken care of and that and with the hiring of my staff, you know, um, we make sure that the background is being checked out and all of that's being checked out, and we we talk about how things going. Is there something that you need to help me with or whatever?
Right. Yeah, if things are working or if they're not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The designated representative help is anybody that's on Medicaid,
Yeah.
Social Security, supplemental
Yes.
security income, and Medicaid
Mhm.
will know that things will change.
Yeah, and they change every day.
And so, because it's Medicaid and because of how consumer directed services works,
Yeah.
that role of this designated representative is kind of in a decision making role to support you. And and many of the self advocates that use CDS across the state of Texas,
Right.
Are actually have a designated representative that helps with that process. We use what's called supported decision making.
Yes.
And family members, more family members are using supported decision making to help their son, daughter, in my case, my brother Ed, to help with that role of decision making without having to pursue guardianship, because it changes things if you're a guardian.
Yeah, it that changes you.
So that's one support piece, and it's and you don't pay me for it.
No.
And neither does a Medicaid
No.
waiver. It's a piece of what that relationship is about, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's huge because I have staff on here that are paid, and then I have staff that's on here that's not paid.
Yeah, you have your friends, your support network,
right,
and things that aren't. And here's another unpaid person.
Right. And that's Tom. And Tom helps me, with my bills and he checks my bank account periodically and say, okay, Ricky, you have enough money in it, and if I go over, or if I don't have enough money in my account, he'll let me know, okay, Ricky, you need to be careful, and because your light bill is coming up, and so you have to be careful until till the next payday or whatever.
Right. Yeah. So Tom doesn't, Tom, you met Tom through the ARC,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So he's a volunteer at the ARC
Right.
already, but, and y'all don't talk every day.
No,
It's
no.
just like once or twice a month.
Yes.
And it's a little check-in and,
Seeing how things are going,
right.
and making sure everything is okay. And and that that's huge for me because like I said, I'm not good at math, and I'll let everybody know because I need help.
Yeah.
And it's okay to
So
ask
does
for
the
help.
rest of the world.
Right. And it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Finding the right person though, and having that
that
relationship again
that's huge.
so that he makes sure you stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
And not that things like credit cards or stuff like that can ever get us in trouble, right?
Right. But that's
Beware.
huge.
Yeah. Okay. So here's another cool lady. Now you've known Martha for a long time.
Martha is my occupational therapist, and uh, like Noreen said, we've known each other for a long time. A matter of fact, I seen Martha yesterday, and what Martha does for me, she does my range of motions, and she keeps me loose, and we joke around with each other, and I call her the torture lady, and but she helped me, like I say, stay loose, and especially when I have to do presentations or go out of town or whatever, uh, she tries to uh uh because we meet twice a week, uh once a month, and she keeps me loose, and especially when I travel a lot. I really need her to, do the range of motion and help me keep me loose. And so
Yeah.
she's the person that I know and I trust to help me do that.
Right. Well, and she's very critical in your overall health.
Yes.
She helps you with your wheelchair, making sure you have the right adaptive stuff at your office.
Yeah.
Also, just your health care.
home,
Ricky,
yeah.
if she
Mhm.
perceives that something isn't right, that you're not feeling good,
Yeah.
then giving you ideas
Mhm.
about what to
Mhm.
do. So she's very critical in that as well.
And she's another person that I really count on to help me stay limber and stay focused and stay loose.
Yeah, and she is paid by the Medicaid waiver,
Mhm.
right? But not
Yes.
enough.
Not enough. No. Nah.
Okay, and how about these guys?
And these guys, this is Robert and Ron. They come in my home and help me get up, help me get dressed, and they also take me on my doctor's appointment, take me to meetings, and they also travel with me. And uh the I here's I trust them too because they have to pick me up and put me in bed and help me get dressed. And so these are they're very important into my circle also because they have to deal with me every day and help me with my daily routine. And without them, uh, I would be stuck in bed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that would not be good.
No,
Yeah,
no.
so not only do you trust them,
Yeah.
but the other people in your circle trust them as
also.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping you going. Yeah, you mentioned the getting ready for work, that professional look, just
Right.
having the right support person to make sure you're that way.
Yeah.
But even things like
Getting dressed and,
keeping your wheelchair
keep-
clean.
keeping my wheelchair clean and, because the appearance of, of a person, that's very important. And, you gotta make sure that, your clothes are clean, the chair's clean and everything. And that's very important too.
Right, right. So if you've got a job,
Yeah.
right, you want to have a support person that helps you in that learning about what that needs to be like,
Yes.
what you look like for your job, or do you look, are you ready to work?
Yeah.
By
Mhm.
having the right clothes on or having the right presentation. By the way, that shirt looks fabulous on you.
Thank you. And so, that's important.
Yeah.
And then another thing that helped me with is, with my computer and, with making sure everything's working at my computer, because I home office. And so, I have to make sure that my computer's up and running, and they make sure that I can get on, and they make sure that I can be able to work in my area. So,
Right,
so that's huge also.
Yeah, keeping all of it operational. Speaking of computers and other devices, right? I'm
Right.
grabbing the phone there. So, when you think about support, those technology devices are also a part of your support, right?
Right.
And go ahead.
And then also another part of my support is my cell phone. And when I'm in meetings or whatever and I can't answer, I can text or talk to my phone and say, send a message to Noreen and say, I'll call you back because I'm in a meeting. So that's important too.
Right, right. So having the right supports could not just be people, it could be what is in your environment.
Yes.
Do you have the right, technology that will help you, or even the correct light switches that you can get to and you can turn on and off. So all of that is considered support. Yeah, and transportation, that's huge.
Transportation is very huge, and without transportation, I would not be able to, get to work, or or because without transportation, I would be stuck.
Yeah.
Because that has helped me a lot to get to work and get out there in the community, and also to get to the doctors or whatever I need to get to.
Now you own your van.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But you don't necessarily drive it.
No. And I have my staff, and I have co-workers and friends that can do that. I pay for the insurance, I pay for the gas, and I pay the car note every month.
Right, right. So the support that you have, both in terms of the right kind of van that has the lift and whatnot, but you also have the support of the people who drive it.
Yes.
So we are scooting right along in terms of time here. And so one of the things that we talked about was and how you use support. Support can also be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I just what in September, I guess it was.
Yeah.
No, was it September or January?
January.
Well, January, I had the opportunity to go on my very first cruise, and so I talked it out with my supervisor, Ms. George Santarelli, and I asked her if it would be okay if I could, go on a 5-day cruise.
Right.
And she said yes.
Yeah. So, and the cruise was actually with an old schoolmate,
Yeah,
Troy,
Troy,
right? And so
uh-huh.
you guys were hanging out for a while.
Yeah,
But then you again, Robert was there to help
yeah,
you
to
get ready.
get ready, and he also went on the trip with me.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there you go. That's a
Yeah,
big sales job, is
yeah,
that if you want to find the right support, offer them something fun to do.
yeah, yep. There you go.
Come on, cruises. Yeah. And so the and just being able to have the access in the cabin. There
Yeah,
you are with your buddy Troy,
yep.
right?
Hmm.
And being able to enjoy something that was not probably in your big planner.
No, no, no. And he helped, pay for the cruise and everything. And so it was fun. It was fun.
It's fun. And you were able to go because of the supports, but also the friendship,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but to wrap it up a little bit, so how do you find the right support?
How do you find the right support? You can find support through networking. You can find your support through friends, and then another way that you can do it, once you can volunteer at the library or
Yeah.
at any kind of function or whatever.
Yeah, that was one of your ideas, is that is not only do you use support, but you give support to other people.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. And one of those is your volunteer work. You've
Yeah.
done volunteer work at,
I've done volunteer work at the neighborhood center. I've done volunteer work um at our local ARC, and I've done volunteer um at the United Way. I've that's a way you can build uh, a friendship, or even if a job come opens or whatever, you can talk to that employee or whatever.
yeah, because they'll know what you're good at,
Yeah.
right? They'll know what you're good at and what you can do and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, so building that network, and one of the other words that you used when we were talking about this was to self-advocate.
Yeah.
And that to use your voice and to practice that.
Yeah. And we all do that every day. We may not realize it, but we do that every day.
Okay, yeah. So we have a couple of minutes for questions and to see if anybody has any questions about support or questions about Ricky's vacation.
Or anything.
Yeah, right. While we wait to see if there are any questions, what are we going to talk about next, Ricky?
The next topic is going to be on responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's another huge piece of
self-determination.
Self-determination.
Yeah.
And so that'll be the next topic, and
yeah, that's a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah,
it's about it because responsibility is sort of like, you own it.
Yeah. And that's huge. So that'll be the next topic. And so Nadine, do we have any questions from anybody?
No, not yet. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put that into. Oh, we have a question from Angie. How early do you recommend families start to look for support if they have a child with a disability and know they will need help?
I would do it like right away. As soon as you know that your son or daughter needs that support, I would go ahead and ask for help right away. And you can start looking. I would say one of the places too, I would say probably a church or somewhere.
Yeah, because especially if you have a young child,
Yeah,
the child circle of support may be more, it's going to be primarily the family.
right.
So for parents of a young child, or that they should be looking at their creating their circle of support.
Right.
That's the essential people that are, that are closest to you, but then all of the other people who may be periodic or episodic in terms of your connections and stuff.
True.
But the stronger the circle of support is for the family unit as that young child goes into adulthood,
Mhm.
then they're going to be making stronger connections. And
Yeah.
I think that there's just some really I take my brother Ed, for example,
Mhm.
is that it was the friends, the people that Ed grew up with,
Right.
but they were friends of the family
Mhm.
that still connect with him in a variety of ways to be able to share things and to be a part of his life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So build the circle for the family, and then the circle for the individual will
Yes.
come.
It'll come sooner than you think.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're a minute over.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yay. So is there any other questions? All right. That's because you did such a good job,
Well,
Ricky.
thank you.
We have a chat from Amber Brasher. Thank you for sharing your journey, Ricky. I really love that you reminded us that vacations and breaks are a necessary part of work. Do you have any tips on keeping a healthy work-life balance? Is there such a thing, or making time for self-care?
A work-life balance. I would say, yeah, just remember that we all need to take that break to say, okay, I need to take this day off, not to just do stuff, but just to say, okay, I'm turning my phone off, I'm turning my computer off, and I'm not. I'll get back to work tomorrow. But we need to remember. We all need to remember to take that time and to take that break.
Yeah. And celebrate your successes.
Yes. Yes.
Because and you can do that at work even.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we forget that, the small things count.
Yeah.
They really do. And
True.
to celebrate this, because we call each other and go, did you hear this? And
Yeah.
it'll be something maybe very small, but it'll be
Yeah.
worth celebrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Thank you. Great question.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Work-life balance. Okay. All right. That's it, I guess. And we will talk about responsibility, and we hope to have that up maybe with in the first part of the month of May.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good. So
All right.
thank you all.
Okay.
Thanks, Nadine.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
We have thank yous from Amber and Angie saying thank you, Ricky and Noreen.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.